With all the problems Disney's been having over the last few years, the last thing they need right now is another massive box office flop. Unfortunately, it looks like Rachel Zegler's race swap woke Snow White live action remake is already destined to be that. With just a few interviews and a few choice words, Rachel Zegler decided to show everybody, not just people who are already critically of this project and what Disney's been doing, but also people that were looking forward to it, fans of Disney, fans of Snow White. She has told everyone already that there's no hope for this garbage. And in response, it looks like Disney's already starting to panic about what this movie might do at the box office. We've seen clip after clip, so many different things of Rachel Zegler, whether it's trashing the original version, whether it's telling everybody how woke and modern this one's going to be. She's not gonna fall in love with anybody. It's gonna be about her finding her own agency. We've heard it time and time again. We know what they're apparently doing with the dwarves, all of this nonsense. Well, now it looks like all of that damage combined with a recent change in terms of releases at the box office might be enough to make Disney delay Snow White. Rachel Zegler's Snow White movie gets disappointing release update, according to report. I guess it depends on how you define disappointing. The upcoming Disney live-action remake starring Rachel Zegler could be delayed. Now, there's obviously been a lot of delays going on. We've heard a ton of shit that's already been delayed, including from Disney, from Warner Brothers, things like that, because of what's going on with the actor strike, with the writer strike. A lot of that stuff makes sense. When it comes to this movie in general, we know that there were already reshoots ready to be done. Rachel Zegler was actually on site when all of this happened. Remember, the stuff that leaked out from the set of Snow White, the Portland homeless people as the dwarves, the ridiculous picture of what this is the stand-in for Rachel Zegler looks like in her character as Snow White. So they were actively filming, and Rachel Zegler was there to do some reshoots. Those obviously still haven't been done during the actor strike, so there's some reasonable excuses to why you would delay it. But another big thing also just happened. Dune Part 2 moved into a completely different window. There's a lot of people that think that could be a big box office challenge to something like Snow White, and they just moved it to the week before this trash movie is supposed to release. Zegler has recently been in hot water from Disney purists. I don't know if I would describe everybody who's upset with her as a Disney purist, but certainly a lot of people are that are upset with Rachel Zegler at this point in time. We know it's not 1937 anymore. There's not going to be a love story. There's not going to be a man. She's not going to be saved by a man. We know all of this shit. Snow White's 2024 release date now in doubt. In Matt Bellani's recent newsletter for Puck, he stated the Rachel Zegler Snow White, set to release on March 22nd, will almost certainly move off that date. This comes in the wake of Warner Brothers delaying Dune Part 2 from November 3rd to March 15th, which would be the week before Snow White is set to release, due to the ongoing writers and actors strike. Opening a week after the Dune sequel may not be ideal, especially in a crowded March 2024. As Bellany pointed out, a lot could be shaken up by Disney. Deadpool 3 is currently set for May 3rd. That might get delayed too. We know they're still working on that. A lot of stuff leaked from that as well before the actor strike went down. They're thinking that they could move Snow White into that March 3rd date and delay Deadpool even more. Snow White may get pushed back to the early May slot, a realistic possibility because the film is set to undergo reshoots before hitting theaters. You know, if they were smart, they might just cancel this entire thing, just shit can it, because it's going to lose money at the box office. I think that's well understood by virtually everyone at this point in time. But it would not surprise me if two things could be true. One, they might be worried about the amount of reshoots they might need to do. Hell, they could even see a lot of this backlash and decide to redo a couple things that they weren't planning to before because of what we've seen, because of the outcry, because of the backlash that Rachel Zegler has gotten for what she said about this movie. But certainly, I can't imagine they want to go up against Dune Part 2. Even though the first Dune only made about $400 million at the global box office, it's important to remember that was coming off COVID and it was released on the same day for free on HBO Max. So that thing had a lot of challenges at the box office and still did relatively well compared to all the other shit Warner Brothers put out in that day-and-day release at the time. It made nearly twice as much as the Suicide Squad and Wonder Woman 84 and all these movies that they also did those day-and-date releases with. So I can't imagine Disney wants this Rachel Zegler woke garbage that's already got a bad taste in everyone's mouth to go up against something that is actually pretty highly anticipated. It looks like Disney may be ready to panic on this thing already, 8 months away from its supposed potential release. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.